Hello everybody, welcome to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. It's round 9 of the FI Motocross World Championship. We're at Kegums for the MXGP of Latvia. Coming up on today's show from MX2, we've got F&H Racing's Quentin Prugnieres. We've got the Honda SR Motor Blues ship-to-cycle rider Kevin Horgmo, and then we've got the team manager from Yamaha Monster Energy Factory MXGP, Michele Lavetti. But before we go anywhere, Lisa, here we are once again, back in Latvia. How was your week off?
Yeah, it was all right, not too bad.
Brief.
How was your flight here?
Delayed.
Not brief.
No, I'm going to take that up with my first guest.
We need the whole studio show for that story, don't we?
No.
I think we do.
I think we do. No, but short week again, middle of a run of 3.
It's all right, though.
Still ramping up, isn't it?
We're in it. We're in the momentum, aren't we?
We are in the momentum.
Yep.
Shall we go? Bring in our first guest.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, look, Quentin Prugnieres joins us now from F&H Racing. Quentin, if you'd like to take a seat and join us here. First time on the studio show for him. He's running pretty decent in the MX2 World Championship at the moment. And first time on the show, as we said.
So, you need to sing a song. Go on.
I need to sing a song.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just 2 lines. 2 lines, real quick.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
No.
No, we're joking.
We're
We'll let you off.
We're winding you up.
Well, look, first year in MX2. How are you finding your rookie season at the moment?
Actually, it's getting better and better. You know, we're building, so it's really good. The beginning of the season was a bit tough, you know, with crash and not my top level riding at the races. But you know, more is going, more I'm getting comfortable with the events, with the categories. So yeah, it's just building.
And moving up from EMX 250 for the first time full season, how are you finding the intensity level? Is there a difference?
Yeah, actually it's a real big difference, you know, like on EMX it's also really, you know, intensive, but like MX2 is another step, you know, everyone is much faster and also like the bikes are much faster, so it's intense for 30 minutes, 2 times on the Sunday, and also is more ride, you know. So yeah, it's tough physically, it's tough mentally also, you know, you have to really recover good after the races and in between the GPs. But yeah, actually it's really cool, you know, to be in this category and yeah, race with the best riders in the world it's really cool, and being in this it's actually really great.
Cool.
Well, you rode your first Grand Prix last year at Velos. How was that, and did that give you an insight as to where you needed to improve for your first full season in MX2?
Yeah, actually, I was still on the EMX. I knew more or less where I was and where I needed to work, you know, of course, for the coming years. But, you know, of course, it gives you some, like, direction, you know, because it's one complete different format on the weekend, you know, you ride 6 times. So, yeah, we had kind of some way to go to work, you know, and also moving to F&H. I'm working now with some people that have a lot of experience, like Marc and all the people around. So yeah, they also had the way to work, so it was good, you know.
And what's been the biggest change for you? I know you're living in Holland now.
Yeah.
I guess the beaches aren't quite the same up there, or the weather, in fact.
Yeah.
So that's been a change, something to get used to.
Yes, it was a big change. Also at the training and stuff, you know, it's like more clouds, more of Gravenbroich training, less of Navaranx. But no, yes, it was a big change. But actually, you know, you get used to the place you are.
Yeah.
Even though I used to be always on places that are quite sunny, let's say.
Beach.
But yeah, beach, and you know, from the island, you know. So, but no, actually the move, the changement was okay. But yeah, just yeah, it was crazy, you know, to move to Holland on like speaking English every day. This was a big changement for me also, you know, being really far from my family, because in Hossegård they was always around and you still feel home, you know, because you are with French people and stuff. And now you're really, you know, by yourself, you know, you have to speak English every time when you go shopping and everything. But yeah, you know, you get used to it.
You've always spoke really good English anyway. I remember when you used to knock around with Eddie Wade, and you know, he almost had a Manchester accent for a while. Yeah, I used to call him Manchester.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, look, you've got your qualifying races sorted now. The last 4 races, what, 7, 8, 6, 6. So the consistency is there. What's changed over the last few races for you to sort of get those races dialed?
I think the changement was more like confidence on the bike. From Portugal, I started, to get into like some good points, some good places. So I think just it was just building confidence and getting used to the race. Put the training right at the race. Also, that was a big changement, because I know in training I'm fast, but I still need to work on like the race format, like put that good speed on the race.
You mentioned the confidence. Being in those top 10 places, you have the confidence. Do you feel now that you actually belong there?
Yeah, of course. But even before the season, like I knew that where was my place, But when you come from EMX and you struggle a little bit to get into that top 10, it's really difficult, to swallow that pill, that you need to build and build every weekend. And more is going, and more you get used to be there. And it's just confidence building, and just keep going and working and just keep believing in where I should be. And at some point I think one day I will be where I want to be, but for the moment it's not really the case. But it's just, I think it's the process, to just build things.
Well, you were 6th in the mud in Portugal, 6th in race 1 in Germany in drier conditions.
Slightly.
What was what was the difference in the feelings with those 6 positions?
Because this one, you kind of feel like it was a more real 6th place rather than a lottery.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. That also, for me, like after the races, like of course people talk, you hear, but you was there because of it was raining and stuff. Now, I also had to prove to myself that I can ride in the front even in drier conditions. And now that's what I did. I mean, I had a decent start this time, so... And then, when you are in the wagon for the first few laps, is much easier to get the rhythm. And at this point, that's what I did, and I just kept rolling to the end.
We've not been lucky with the weather, have we? At least at the minute now, we're sunny in Latvia, which is nice.
Until tomorrow, apparently.
Oh, shush. Behave. Just, obviously, that was Germany last week. We're in the middle of 3. We go to Italy next week. But in about 3 weeks' time, we head to Indonesia for the flyaways. First time, okay, you did Argentina this year, but being away, going to sort of Asia, Indonesia for those 2 flyaway races, are you looking forward to that? How excited? Because that's something new to you as well on the calendar.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm excited for Indonesia, because it's like, complete different thing, going so far for 2 weeks just for motocross, of course I'm looking forward. I also need to take care because it's my first time there. So, you don't know with the food. You need to, really know what to do. And that's, I think, the thing I need to look forward, and I need to look ahead, because everyone gets sick and stuff. And that's the thing I think the most about. But I think otherwise it's just like going to a race. To race,
Drink water, bottled water bottles. Drink water from a bottle. It'd be sweet.
And brush your teeth with bottled water as well. I learned the hard way about that one.
Yeah. The hard way. And then obviously, going forwards after Indonesia, what races are you looking forward to the most? They're like track-wise. Excuse me. Sorry. No, I don't have really.
Just in case we didn't realise we were live. We are live, by the way. Just blew my eardrums out. Yeah, me too. Whoa, that was loud.
That's all right. Carry on.
I don't have any special races. I just, as I said, I really just want to keep improving into the races. And just getting used to everything, to the championship, because it's also 20 races. EMX is 10 or 12, and that's what I need to do. So I'm just looking forward to have more races and to feel, what it is. And I'm not really for one special track. I just go on the track and do my thing and just enjoy every single minute of it. So.
Good job. Well, look, Quentin Prugnieres, thanks for joining us in Air FNH Racing. And all the best for this weekend and the rest of the season, and we'll see you in Indonesia as well. But our second guest is getting ready to come and join us, Kevin Horgmo from Ship to Cycle Honda SR Motor Blues. Before we catch up with him, though, here's a little bit from our episode 6, Behind the Gate, and it's to do with Guada, Mattia Guadagnini, ordering cherries, feeling fruity, the young lad. Enjoy.
Si può pagare con carta qua? Ah, che carta! Eh? Sì, ma sono buone almeno. Top. È un prodotto locale. No. Mica 10 euro però. Non lo so, 10 euro io.
Pomodori.
Potresti fare un po' di spesa però.
Mele di fiori.
Buenos días.
¿Los chicos?
Una de estas. This is breakfast. We are ready for today. Probably tomorrow we're gonna get back here if they're good. Yeah, we'll see how it's going. Ciao. Yeah, I had my first podium and first and only podium in MXGP last year in Spain, and it's always nice to be in Spain because it's people and are so much closer to Italy, and it's like everything is almost the same, and also the speaking. I like to to speak a bit Spanish with the people, and so it's always a nice and cool atmosphere to be around Spain.
Secondo me te dormi.
Mi! Altra storia adesso.
Bezalkoholisko dzērienu un pārtikas preču tirdzniecībām. Baltic X.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to part 2 on our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Leeson, where our second guest joins us now, Kevin Horgmo from Ship to Cycle Honda Motor Blues SR. Kev, good to see you. From one rookie to another.
Yeah.
How's the 450?
Yeah, it's quite powerful. I feel it in the arms for sure. Some races, but yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. So I've been enjoying it actually. It's nice.
I remember talking to you in morning warm-up in Argentina, the first round, and obviously that was your first GP on it. And just before, because you were watching the MX2 warm-up, and I just said, "How's that 450, Kev?" And you went, "Yeah, it's a bit of a handful." I said, "Like enough power around here," and you went, "More than enough." Are you getting the hang of it now? Are you kind of finding your feet with it? Feel a little bit more comfortable racing it?
Yeah, you know, in the winter everything feels great. You have the good feeling always, and on training you just send it like normal on the 250, but once you go racing it's completely different animal, the 450. And yeah, I've been struggling with a little bit arm pump, and in race situation it's completely different to race the other guys, but I feel like I'm getting there step by step. Maybe the learning process, I thought I had it figured out already the first 2-3 GPs because I was doing quite well, but I come to learn that it's not so easy after all. Like, I had some races where it's more difficult, but I'm getting the hang of it. I'm learning every race, so yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, how big a deal is it from jumping from a 250 to a 450? What are the biggest differences? And what are they when you're thinking, actually, things have just got real now? Like, this is hard work.
Yeah, it's more like the bike. When you first make a mistake, you cannot correct it. With a 250, you can hang it out. But when you try to do that on the 450, you end up in the woods. So you don't want to do that, you know? And then also to go into the MXGP, the guys are so experienced. In the MX2, you can get away with a bad start or something like this. But the MXGP guys, they are tough and they have a lot of experience. And once you're in the back of the pack, it's difficult to do anything. They are almost impossible to pass, and it's a fight till the end always.
Yeah. Actually, did you feel like that, excuse me, when you went from EMX 250 to MX2, like the MX2 guys had a bit more experience and it was a similar thing?
It's a similar thing, yes, but now it's like guys that have been racing for 10, 15 years. Still in the MX2, it's some, you are 16, 17, 20, around there, so you make silly mistakes and that, but here it's guys that are 28, 30 that I'm racing against, and yeah, it's a tough class, but also it's fun to learn. Like once I get a good start and I'm behind those guys, everything is calmer because they know how to race and they know how to manage the race. And once I'm there, it's nice experience. It's nice to learn. But when I don't have the good start, it's harder to catch those guys because then they are gone already.
Well, we're just showing a clip here from Argentina. First MXGP this year for you. 10th overall. How much did you enjoy racing that, and how much were you surprised by that performance for your first ever MXGP?
Yeah, it was so hard because during the winter I only had one off-season race, and then I came there and I had a good start, and all of a sudden I was behind Seaver and I had the Hurlings and that in the back of me, and I was pushing so hard. I remember I was completely dying after 2-3 laps, you know, and normally in the MX2 I was always strong to the end, so this was a little bit new experience for me, but I think it was just the intensity, and still I wasn't that smooth on the 450 like I am now. Now I can manage the race much better. If I go back there and I had the same start, I think the outcome would be even different. But yeah, it was quite a surprise, but also it put a little bit more pressure on myself from having such a good result. Like, I want to do that every time, but I need to understand, yeah, it's my first year. I cannot do it every time. I'm not there yet. Yeah.
Well, look, from the first 8 Grand Prix, you've now had 5 top 10 overalls, including the 2 10th place finishes, one in Argentina. Dare we suggest, dear boy, that you seem to be getting the hang of riding the 450?
Oh, that's a bit creepy.
It's very English, very. No, but are you getting the hang of it now? Is that kind of where those results are coming from?
Yeah, I feel once I get to start, like, and I can stay with the guys, I'm there. Maybe the front 2, 3, 4 guys, they are a little bit ahead, and then it's a pack afterwards, where I'm in the back of the pack of that group from 5th position to 8th maybe, when I will get the start. But to get there with a bad start is difficult, so yeah, it's more about the starts really than my riding. Like, I feel like I got the hang of my riding and I'm feeling smooth when I get a good start, but once I'm starting 20 and I need to pass the guys I feel like is slower than me, then I take the rhythm of those, and it's more hard to come back.
One race that kind of stood out for me for maybe different reasons was Spain, the second round. You had a big qualifying race crash. 3 of you crashed, and you looked like you came off the worst, but you bounced back with an 8th place, I think, in the second race. Was that more of a pleasing performance because, you know, it was a tough Saturday, you were able to put it out your mind, and you were still able to get a top 10 finish despite, you know, maybe feeling a little bit beat up?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle because I crashed the opening lap of the qualifying race. So on Saturday in the race 1, felt like I didn't get everything out of myself since I didn't race that qualifying race. But then for the second moto, I was fired up. Like, yeah, in the end of the first moto, I was riding my best laps. So from the get-go in the second moto, I was riding much better and felt like I pushed all the way to the end, and yeah, I had one of my better results, and also the riding wise it was really a great one. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the bike has more power, it's heavier, so therefore your fitness needs to be better. We're in the run of our second 3 GPs in a row. Are you feeling it physically a lot more compared to if you were on the 250?
Because 3 in a row, week off, 3 in a row, need a bit more recovery time?
Yes, or no, because now also I raced the French Championship. So actually I had 7 races in a row first, 1 weekend off, and now I'm on my second 7 races in a row.
Wow.
So yeah, it's tough. You don't get to do so much training on the week is the problem. I like to train and I like to ride the bike and also do a lot of physical, but with all this traveling it's really hard to get all the training done that I want to do. And yeah, I'm feeling it, but I don't think the 450 in that way, it's harder than the 250 actually. It's more the traveling, and that is the heavier for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, how are you getting on with the team, and how beneficial has your trainer been, Yves de Mario?
Yeah, for sure. They are really good people, and yeah, it's a good atmosphere. It's a small team, so I can make changes really easily, and also Yves, he have a lot of experience, so going to the 450, I think that have helped me because they had a good base with Valentin, and yeah, to change the bike and the small changes we do, it's always in the good direction. And if on training we do a one change and it's not good, it's not a problem for anyone. It's really adaptive and it's a good environment.
Your French is really good now as well.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand, but to speak, it's a very difficult language.
Did you learn Dutch when you were in Holland last year as well, last couple of years?
That's more easy because it's more closer to Norwegian. It's all from German, so French is just a completely different thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, we are out of time. I'm hoping that our final guest is now. I think he is. But Kevin Horgmo, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the season, and yeah, we'll see you on the racetrack. Our final guest is getting ready to come and join us, Michele Lavetti. But before we do, here's another clip from Matteo Guadagnini from behind the gate, and talking about his move to Belgium, where apparently the weather really is shocking. Enjoy.
Mattia making the move to Belgium is a huge move for an Italian to come to Belgium and live and ride the sand and be in the rain.
Now I'm living in Lommel, so it was a really long and cold winter in Belgium. The weather is really shit. It's really shit. I had a difficult winter. It was cold and it was raining a lot. You don't have so much more extra from motocross. You go ride your bike and you come back at home, and that's all. You don't have anything anymore. Like for me also, that I don't have friends there, it's not so easy to meet people because they don't do so much. Like in Italy, we were always around in Italy doing something. There is a bit difference. Many times I was there sitting in the sofa at home and didn't know what to do. Just clean the house and cooking something or trying to spend the time. No, but I'm enjoying a lot to cut the grass. So I was thinking maybe I can ask my neighbors if they need, because I can do something at least. To invest the afternoon after riding, I can go around and cut the grass for the people.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final part of our studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Lisa Leyland. Our final guest joins us now, Michele Lavetti, team manager for Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MXGP. Michele, great to see you. Obviously, normally circumstances might be a little bit different, but losing two riders in the first couple of rounds, Iago and Maxime, how much of an impact does that have on your team right at the start of the year?
Yeah, actually it was not so nice start the season like this because yeah, we lost our two fast rider, Maxime and Iago. For sure there was a contender for the title, and for sure we expect quite a lot from them, and lost Iago straight away Saturday in Argentina, and Maxime after a few GP after Spain. It was quite tough. It was quite tough moment, and but anyway, we cannot do nothing. It's part of motocross, and we need to accept, and we need to try all the best and keep working hard and looking forward. And actually, we are quite happy with Calvin because he's doing a good job, I think. And so yeah, we need to keep going and working hard, and we hope they coming back soon as possible. Of course, is take time to coming back because the injury from both riders is quite a big one. But we wait for them, yes.
Okay, and just really quickly on Iago, what was the injury again? It was the arm?
Yeah, to be specific in this case, it's elbow,
yeah.
But it was really complicated elbow because when he popped out the elbow, actually some ligament was damaged. Then he go back to the surgery a few times, and yeah, it was tough. It was a really tough one, yes.
So Iago was out round one, Maxime round two, but for Max it wasn't a new injury, was it? Wasn't it the same foot injury as last year, right?
It's correct. It's correct. It's the same injury from last year. Actually, I think it was a big mistake to coming back last year soon. And I think you need to have more time to recovery. But anyway, it was like this. And, you know, he's a rider. He want to come back. He want to do the race. He want to... And I can understand. I can understand. So now we have a new recovery, a new surgery, and now his rehab is going to be really well. So, and he do step by step. And, yeah, I think he's better and better every day, yes.
Well, that actually brings me on to my next question. I was going to say how much of Max's injury was actually down to possibly the surgery and possibly down to him as a racer, just wanting to get back out there on track and just hoping that it would be okay.
Yeah, you know, like
it's
a
not
rider.
Easy managing the riders, is it?
Exactly, exactly. You know, Maxime is really tough and strong rider, and I think one of the strong rider I met him. And sometimes he go through the pain and too much actually. But anyway, now he understand what mistake he make, and so I think he follow really well the rehab now, and yeah, I think maybe in the end of the season, maybe.
Obviously, you need riders behind the gate to satisfy sponsors, an MXGP and all of that kind of thing. When did the discussions about maybe Andrea possibly joining the team first kind of take place?
Actually, we started talking about after, when Maxime stopped after 2 GP at least, and because of course we need to have another rider under the tent. And then we start to discuss with a few riders, and then the opportunity for Andrea, he come in the table, and I think for him it's a good choice because he's a strong guy, he's really big actually, and so I think he's at the moment he do pretty well. Yeah.
I can imagine it wasn't an easy process bringing Bonacorsi across from MX2 to MXGP. I mean, the MX2 team, they have different sponsors, don't they? And also, Andrea, I mean, he didn't have that much experience, did he, on a 450?
And actually, it's just come after he got a 3rd place in Trentino.
Exactly, exactly. After his best race in Trentino, they say, okay, now you jump into 450. So
Great,
it was,
thanks for that.
yeah, exactly. So it was, it was. I think it was also for him. It was you need to have a time to thinking about what I need to do. I switch and I pass to 450, and but then I think in the end he make a good choice because he have experience from last year in the nation and he do pretty well. And for sure with the 450 he fit really well with the bike.
Well, you mentioned Calvin Belandra, and obviously he's new to the team, new as a factory rider as well, and obviously with both Jago and Max going out at the start of the year. Did that kind of bring a little bit of extra pressure on his shoulders because all of a sudden he's just one rider in a factory team just for maybe 1 or 2 races?
Not really, because all the riders they are in the same place, so we don't have the first one. So both of them they are important riders. So and we in our side we don't give to him pressure. You know what he need to do. We are there to help him and to advise, and for sure we expect some result. But from us, he don't have pressure at all. So you know what he need to do, actually, yes.
And actually, Calvin's come close to the podium a couple of times, hasn't he? What do you think about his performance? Are you seeing improvements in that? And what's he like as a rider to work with?
Every GP he coming better and better, and he showed already a few times. Especially the last GP in Germany, it was quite fast, and Spain also. He was close to the podium, and I think he's there. I think he's there. He just need to put the puzzle together, and and then he can be on the podium, and that's what we expect from him. At least some podium, and to finish in the proper way the season. Yes.
I know he's made, a couple of mistakes when he's been in good position. I know this race in Galicia and also in Germany when Jeffrey was behind him. But that, I think, shows that his level has gone up to another level and he's just taking a little time just to adapt to that new pace. Would you agree?
Exactly. I think it don't feel so much pressure.
No.
But it's a little bit new to stay there with the guys because the 5 guys in the front, they are super fast, and I think you need to be used to it. And this is all the time what I say to him. don't worry. When you are there, you keep the speed, follow the line, keep the flow, and it's gonna be better and better. And you need to trust yourself. So, and actually, he do pretty good.
And actually, they're not just ordinary guys. They're 10, 13, 14 world championships between them, you know, so it's another level completely.
Exactly. For him, it's a little bit new. And, of course, the guy in front, they are so much title in the pocket. And to compete with them, and it's quite tough. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, Michele Lavetti, we are out of time. Thanks for joining us on our studio show here. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the rest of the season. And we're getting ready for doing the flyways in a couple of weeks as well.
Exactly.
And, a busy time coming up.
A busy time, yes. Exactly.
Well, look, as we said, we are out of time. Coming up on MXGP TV today, we've also got EMX 125 presented by FMF Racing, EMX 250, both of those are round 6, I think. And then we've got the Ram qualifying races, MX2 and MXGP to round us out. Of course, all the action live tomorrow. Lisa and I will be back in Italy next week in Maggiora. So enjoy the racing this weekend, and we'll see you then next time. Bye for now.